Most people assume high intelligence guarantees better choices and an easier life, but psychology reveals a different reality. For many, a highly intelligent mind operates as a constantly shifting, inescapable psychological trap. Psychological research points to a specific condition called cognitive depth. This is the brain's default state of continuous, involuntary processing and analysis. The brain automatically analyzes information around you, even when it has absolutely no need to. Long after a casual conversation ends, your mind replays the specific wording. After a decision is finalized, you instantly question the logic. Even during periods of intended rest, your thoughts keep moving at full speed. This persistent activity creates a chronic fatigue that is frequently mistaken for anxiety. It is the weight of a mind that is physically incapable of switching off. Because your mind works overtime, it processes everyday reality at an accelerated rate.
And that rapid processing speed has severe physiological consequences. This is a chart showing an accelerated processing speed compared to the standard threshold required for the brain to release stimulation chemicals. When a highly intelligent brain encounters predictable routines or repetitive tasks, it processes that information so quickly that it fails to hit the threshold to trigger a dopamine release. Look at the gap between the lines. Without those chemicals, you experience a sudden, involuntary drop in motivation. Repetitive work and slow conversations trigger a painful, agonizing boredom. This flat line is biological starvation. When you naturally disengage from tasks under these conditions, onlookers often interpret the resulting drop in motivation as laziness. They are seeing a lack of discipline where there is actually neurological starvation. This creates a paradox of physical exhaustion. Your body feels drained by boredom, while your mind continues to run at maximum capacity. That internal exhaustion often bleeds into social settings. Highly intelligent individuals frequently report feeling profoundly alone, even when surrounded by crowds of people. Psychologists call this cognitive isolation. It occurs when a brain starving for mental resonance finds itself trapped in shallow social interactions, leading to a sense of loneliness that remains even in a crowded room. To survive this constant interpersonal friction, the intelligent mind deploys a specific defense mechanism known as cognitive distancing. This flowchart shows how cognitive distancing redirects raw emotional pain. Instead of reaching the expression stage, the brain artificially diverted it into a cyclical loop of logic and analysis. You use logic to manage emotional experiences, rather than simply feeling them. While this protects you from being emotionally overwhelmed in the moment, that same logic solidifies into a barrier, completely severing your capacity for human connection. By using intellect as a shield, highly intelligent people turn themselves into emotional ghosts. You isolate yourself from the very relationships you care deeply about, because your mind understands emotions, but your heart refuses to release them. The deepest layer of this labyrinth is an internal void, where the intelligent mind turns its relentless processing power against itself. High cognitive clarity gives you the ability to clearly and effortlessly imagine ideal outcomes for your goals. You can see the perfect execution before you even begin a task. This clarity gives birth to an impossible internal standard. You constantly compare yourself to the person you believe you should be, a towering, perfect version of yourself that ruthlessly judges your actual average performance. This chronic self-evaluation creates immense internal pressure. Because you can clearly see what is possible, any imperfect execution feels deeply uncomfortable. You delay action and procrastinate out of a paralyzing fear that your work will fall short of the ideal. The ultimate tragedy of the overly intelligent mind is that its greatest strength, clarity of vision, weaponizes into a paralyzing cycle of perfectionism and self-criticism. Intelligence and logic cannot be used to solve this trap, because logic is the exact tool that built it. To escape, you have to bypass your default programming. The first step toward escape requires bypassing your protective logic. By forcing yourself to express raw, unexplained emotion, you create the possibility for genuine intimacy. Next, you have to break your brain's automatic, forward-focused loop. When you achieve a goal, mandate a strict pause. Refuse to plan your next objective for a set period, forcing your mind to actually sit with and experience satisfaction. Third,
completely abandons socially expected timelines and linear careers. Standard definitions of success often feel restrictive to independent thinkers. Utilize your analytical nature to architect an unconventional path that offers genuine mental fulfillment. Relentless mental activity will never truly stop. It is the permanent cost of depth, the price for a mind that processes reality with such intensity. By intentionally regulating your need for complexity and bridging the gap between logic and feeling, you take control of the architecture. The highly intelligent mind stops being a haunted prison and transforms into an expansive sanctuary.